Yo everybody, it's Heat Override. So let's get to it. Bring the pain!
What's up everybody, it's Heat Override and I'm ready to bring the pain for you this week and Dr. Roto. Ooh yeah! If you haven't been over to the site, just because football's done doesn't mean that we don't have other sports. We have baseball about to start. There's already tons of articles coming out. We have your top 30 batters. I think Bird Base came out today, as well as all the other podcasts that will be following that. We also have been hitting gold at basketball, college basketball. Mike and the one and dones are on fire. Jay, that's what's going on, right? As well as Kick and Mark with the hockey and the NBA throwing it down. We are Duquesne. He's throwing in those bets. That's why you got to get the Dr. Roto, code word DOC, get you a percentage off of your subscription. But man, it's time to bring the pain for another Heat-tastic review. Yeah. Woo! Super Bowl. America's Sunday, the baddest sporting event in the world. Man, I can't tell you enough. That was a crazy Super Bowl. I thought earlier in the day that it's been a while since we had a blowout, and then we got a blowout. There was maybe a couple ticky-tacky calls, but that's okay. I know Chiefs Nation's real mad at all the people talking about the refs. Well, that's what happened. Everybody decided to focus in on that, and the Chiefs were off their game. But unfortunately, their offensive line looked like shit, and their running game has been non-existent. That is the strangest thing. Of course, that follows with the offensive line. However, man, I think the Chiefs are just done with Pacheco. What's he do? What's Hunt doing at this point? Keep Hunt as your backup, trade Pacheco, and bring in somebody. The Ravens bring in somebody like Derrick Henry last year. You have to match that. I mean, you're not going to match it, but you got to do something. I mean, Houston went and got Joe Mixon, and you guys had to use a chippy-chack call to actually beat them. But anyway, we're not talking about that. Eagles stomped out. Of course, I was wrong with Saquon Barkley. I take full responsibility for any bets that you may have placed with Saquon Barkley. However, DFS-wise, he still did good. I said 21 carries. I think boy got 25, 26 carries. But he also caught 6 balls. I only thought he was going to catch 3. So you can tell that the Eagles were definitely all about getting rid of this clock and getting out of this game. They just happened to score a few touchdowns more than they thought. Well, maybe one more than I thought, because I had the Eagles winning 34-27, and what we got was 40-22. That's okay though. That's all right. So that being said, both teams that you go on, I want to say congratulations to all the Eagles and the Eagles Nation. Fly, Eagles, fly! Because y'all deserved it. Y'all was the hardest team. Like I said, all playoffs, you can tell sometimes the team that is tested the hardest and wins is usually the Super Bowl champion. I will say Green Bay didn't really test them, but the LA Rams did. The LA Rams really were their test. Now, of course, the Eagles would have played Detroit. That could have been a different scenario. Unfortunately, Detroit couldn't make it past Washington and rookie Jaden Daniels, which, by the way, he did great. So we have a bunch of the teams reviews 2024 coming out right now with Dr. Roto. If you want a little fun information, go over there, read that. Oh, you'll love a few of mine. I definitely threw in some little digs at some of the teams. I mean, I wrote some teams, and then there was the reason why I left the Eagles wide open as the last team. I did that one yesterday. It's been turned in, and man, just that I had to wait for that Super Bowl win. It was like it was destiny. It was the last team I needed to do, and they were in the Super Bowl. I set it up that way, so that was like one of the biggest factors that they were going to win. It was just good luck. You guys, I know sports ain't all about luck, but sometimes it is. Sometimes you do it. All right. Now that the Super Bowl is done, I will give out my record, my showdown slates, which did include Philly's defense and had Saquon and had Hurts, right? But unfortunately, Kelsey was the weak link. I just got to pay down and got Worthy in, and that would have scored. Both lineups missed, putting me at 16-7 for the year. Now again, that's a showdown slate. All right. My other showdown slate hit, but the one that I gave out like a man a week early before the Super Bowl, I will own. That's on me. As well as my Saquon bets, that's fine. But I will say this, defensive-wise, sacks-wise, I hit it all. I had my boy Dage right here talking about, yo, I'm sorry if I called you out about the sacks. Bro, I don't care. You called me out about Saquon Barkley all day, but one thing I did say that we said on Friday, and I'll bring that up in a second, is that the defense was going to reign and that the secondary was trash. I know that McDuffie was good, but McDuffie got manhandled by A.J. Brown. And I'm going to say this right now. I brought up to one of my great friends, Dave, who is a Kansas City Chiefs fan. I said last year, I told him, he goes, they're going to keep Chris Jones. We don't need Snead. I said, you need Snead. Now all of you are thinking, oh, you're right, Heat Override. That is why you signed someone like L'Jarius Snead. Look, I don't care that he may not be like Sauce Gardner type or whatever way you want. Quinion Mitchell, right? He may not be that caliber. But I regress that if he was on this Chiefs team, he would have been on A.J. Brown, allowing McDuffie to shadow Smith, allowing a lot more of the team to open up. That was the Chiefs' Achilles heel. And I'm not saying that they should have signed either or. They should have signed both. Fortunately, they didn't. They didn't get a good offensive line. And here they are looking back. But look at this. The accomplishments that they made. How far they've gone every single year in the playoffs and Super Bowls. All those games. All those tools. All the hate that came. At first, everybody loved them. And then just like all things, eventually you hate them. Like they say, all superheroes eventually become the villain. And that's what happened. Except Patrick Mahomes ain't my villain. I love the guy. So he can keep doing what he does, and he will. They will be back next year. Don't think that this O-line ain't getting fixed. And don't think that they're going to get a better running back. Because if they don't, they're going to be outside of the playoffs. Because the Bills ain't playing it next year. Right? All right. Let's get to it. Also, I want to say thank you to all of the pain bringers and fans of Dr. Roto, as well as all of our subscribers. Again, this NFL season was amazing, and we couldn't have done it without any of you. I couldn't have done it without any of you. I also extend that same thanks from Bring the Pain. You have all made my podcast bigger than my wildest dreams. And I thank you, and I thank the man in charge, Dr. Roto, because without him, I wouldn't have the inspiration, and without the fans, I wouldn't have the motivation. Oh, yeah. You know, the cream always rises to the top. So right now, Doc's got me doing a bunch of stuff for wrestling. He said he's finally just taken down the walls and said, yo, Heat Override. Go get that wrestling love. So right now, I'm going to be doing I just handed over my power rankings for the top 10 WWF superstars. Ooh, man, I went all 1990 on y'all for that. And at the same time, I'm going to be doing MMA, which I'll bring me up to my next topic. If you watched the show on Saturday, I want to say thank you again. That show was fire. The first podcast of the Fight Club of Pain. Oh, yeah. Finally went live, and it smashed. I gave you both 2 parlays, played a total of 5 different bets. Of all of those bets, only one missed. Only one missed. Unfortunately, for some reason on FanDuel, the Jimmy Crute fight was like, he was voided. So anything that had Jimmy Crute just won. So thank you for that, because, man, I didn't expect that, but I'll take it. So anyway, that's why I'm counting that as a win. So as of right now, I gave out 4 parlays. Of course, I switched DDP and Sean Strickland. So, of course, one lost, one won. So I won my money back. I won all those bets with DDP, of course, Wheelie, and then, you know, the canceling of Jimmy Crute, but also Matthews. That was a big Matthews. I'll get to the DFS in a second. Matthews also was the key for DFS. And I threw in, yeah, that was it. That was my 4. So that being said, we'll flip it to the DFS side right now. So both of my DraftKings lineups hit, and both of my FanDuel lineups hit. My one FanDuel lineup hit was 515 points. The other one was 503, barely placed. FanDuel was a little high. They don't really offer a lot of 50-50s, or maybe I'm just missing them. Maybe it's too early in the week. But if you're playing the sites, I would recommend DK a little more, because DK is allowing you that. Right now, and FanDuel's a little shorter too. But, I mean, DK is giving you 50-50s. They're giving you double ups. They're giving you triple ups. And right now, FanDuel is not. So if FanDuel isn't going to give you any of that, then just play lightly, play your big lineups, I guess, on FanDuel, because it's going to be harder to score. Literally, those two lineups, 515 points, and I'm getting cash. Like, woo, man, I'm happy Strickland didn't get knocked out, because I would have lost both. But that's not what happened. That's what the Fight King Club of Pain is all about. That's the product we're going to present to all of you, and is part of the new product at Dr. Roto, and is headed off by your boy, woo, Mr. Tri-State himself, Heat Override. Woo, yeah, woo, yeah, I like to fight sometimes. You guys know I'm a karate guy. Now, on DraftKings, of course, we just slayed it. We slayed it so much and so cool-wise. Man, all of my lineups were literally at the top. Even the lineups I didn't give you guys cashed. And that was nuts. So of all those lineups, of course, all of the people mostly went 5-1. It was really the Strickland fight and DDP that I was just flip-flopping. And if I had to pay a little more, because the one lineup I did have to pay a little more with DDP, and I want to say I took Lewis. Regardless, it all worked out for us in the end, and we got definitely some praises. So again, this week we don't have a big one. Until UFC 313, I probably don't have to podcast about it, but I do podcasts every week, so I may be talking about. However, you'll have to get to Dr. Roto's. The sub-only Discord had all of these lineups, all of these bets, and these parlays. I stress to you, I am just getting into it, but I am also a fighter surrounded by a bunch of awesome fighters we all watch UFC just like all of you. And just like some of you, we can telegraph, we can look, we know what the fighters are doing, right? Because we're in the fights ourselves. Heck, in a month, I've got a tournament. In 2 weeks, these guys are going to the Arnold Open. So we're not playing here, people. We're trying to get you the best or some of the best MMA content. And I'm literally 2 weeks in and I'm already up. So that just tells you right now that what the formula and what we have going right now is going to work. And you can find that at Bring the Pain out on Dr. Roto. Have a great day, everybody. And always remember to bring the pain. Oh, yeah. Thought you was going to lose me, but you wait. I'll be here all off season. Yeah.